There is a top secret undeclared war that is going on behind the scenes right now. You see, the last few weeks I found myself investigating something way deeper than I ever would have imagined. In fact, it even had me going back to history books, which is something I haven't done since middle school, before I dropped out at the age of 17. And in a minute, I'll tell you what exactly I was investigating. But for now, let me tell you why I started investigating in the first place. You know that feeling when you see something happen in the media, a narrative spread, it's being perpetuated, and it just doesn't sit right with you. Something feels off. You know, as if there was some sort of, I don't know, agenda behind it? Well, that's exactly how I feel about this war against masculinity and freedom of speech that's really started to ramp up in the last few months especially. Recently, it's gone so bad that it feels like they are trying to silence us by pushing so much BS down our throats that we nearly asphyxiate and aren't even capable of speaking anymore. And the worst part is, all of these attacks seem so specific and coordinated that, I can't help but feel that there may be a bigger story that's not being told. So I decided to investigate who is behind all this, and more importantly, why. Now, for a few months, people have noticed that if you approach a specific subsection of topics from points of view that defy or challenge the narrative of what is considered right or truthful by the establishment, well then, you get silenced. I mean, look, over the years, I've experienced this firsthand. Back in 2020, releasing a video on YouTube about a certain cough, and having a YouTube channel strike and the video taken down within 12 hours. When talking about that same topic on Instagram, I've had my blue tick removed twice. And in fact, another time that I talked about it, my whole account just got deactivated. But luckily, with a great network comes great connections. So whatever, each time we managed to bounce back. Then a few weeks after that incident, I decided to call out the fragility of the UK banking sector specifically right now, and that your money is not safe in the banks. And you need to understand that when you put your money in the bank, legally, it is actually no longer your money anymore. And in the UK, if specific banks were to collapse, which it looks very imminent, you are insured up to £85,000, and that is it. It doesn't have £85 million in your bank account. So I went on a long discussion about this, and lo and behold, the next morning I wake up to find out that one of my bank accounts with almost £1 million in there just so happened to be closed. No trace of it, no access to my money, nothing. It's as if the account never even existed. It also just so happened that that account happened to be in the UK. Funny how that works. And let me tell you the most scary thing about this. There's people who have had it far worse than I have. There are thousands of people that are experiencing this daily, from regular individuals to influencers with millions of followers. There's undoubtedly something fishy going on here. But what is it? And why? So I've had this fire inside of me recently to start searching for some answers. Why is there a war against people who speak up against the media's agenda and encourage people to think for themselves? Why is it that only one side of the argument gets silenced? And lastly, who is behind all of this?